They got the whole world in their hands. They got the whole world in their hands. They got the whole world in their hands. Laika's got the whole world in their hands. I just love that song. Welcome to the Rotoscopers YouTube. My name is Robson, and today we are going to be going into a soundtrack Saturday. I know it's been a while since I've done one of these. I know a lot of you are like, Chelsea, I thought you were going to do this like every week. Well, I don't really know what you guys want to hear, so let me know first off in the comments below what other soundtracks you would like me to review for you. But let's actually talk about what we came here to talk about. The Boxtrolls! I'm not going to give a full review of this movie because Morgan already did that. You can head on over right here and you can see a full review by Morgan and see if she thinks that you should see it. I think you should. It's a good one. But let's go into the soundtrack. When I look at a soundtrack, there's a lot of things that I like to gauge to decide if this is something that I really can get behind. Here are a couple of those criteria. First, is there variety? 2, does it go along with the theme of the movie? Number 3, of course, is it memorable? If I hear that song, am I going to know exactly, oh, that's from the Boxtrolls? Because there are a lot of movies out there that I'm like, oh, that is Little Mermaid. Or, oh wow, Tchaikovsky, Sleeping Beauty, love! But then there's some that are just so bland that it's just kind of like a generic, here you go as a score. You give me that, you get docked points. And then there is the bonus round. If you're able to give me really cool instrumentation in there that's not normal, that kind of sticks out, that's like, whoa, what is that? Bonus points. When looking at the Boxtrolls, honestly, this has so much of all of those. Let me first say that the first time I listened to this soundtrack, I hadn't seen the movie yet. So I'm going to give you those reactions because honestly, I feel like those reactions are the ones that let me know if this is going to hold up or not. I first started out listening to this music and I thought, there's a chase scene. Wow, lots of orchestration, lots of big, scary music, something bad is happening. All right, cool, this is cool. But at the same time, I was like, still kind of a little bit generic, but we'll see, we'll let it go. And then it like moves into all these other types of orchestrations. For example, they've got this like whimsical waltz, but then later on it comes back with like kind of like a seasick, drunken waltz in there. And I was like, all right, cool. And then out of nowhere it comes out with this classic opera, which honestly, I love Italian opera, so, that pumps it up a little bit. But then right after it'll go into kind of like a grungy folk song. Grungy really isn't the word that I'm looking for, but that's the best thing that comes to mind, especially when you compare it to the opera that just came before it. But it's got some good messages. Obviously there are a lot of messages in this movie, and that also plays into the soundtrack as well. Okay, let's go through and see exactly what the Boxtrolls brought to us today. Variety, holy mackerel, there's so much variety. Definitely full points there. The next one is definitely memorability. Okay, so some of the songs that have words, totally memorable. I will always hear those and think, Boxtrolls. But then there's a couple of the scores that I really wish had a little bit more of a, I don't know, it just didn't catch me. And I don't think that if I were to hear those specific scores again, I'd be like, oh, that's the Boxtrolls. Now there were a couple that were that way, and that brings us to the bonus round. There were a couple of songs in there that as I was going through the instrumentation, I just thought, what? Okay, so I'll take you through the moment. I'm sitting there, I'm listening to the music, thinking, oh, this is cool, and then all of a sudden, somebody comes in playing the saw. That's right, a full-fledged melodic saw. You know, the type that you like cut down wood with? Uh-huh. Now you were probably wondering, Chelsea, how would you know that? Funny story, my mom plays the saw. So I kind of grew up knowing exactly what that sound was. And I honestly didn't believe that that's what it was. I thought this has got to be a theremin or something, that it's like one of those instruments that you like move your hand and it makes a different noise. But no, this was a saw, and I didn't believe it at first, and it wasn't until I looked at the instrumentation card in the actual disc that I saw musical saw, and it made me really happy. Okay, second is they have the accordion. The accordion is something that I grew up playing, and I was like, that is definitely an accordion. Now there was a moment where I was like, is that an accordion or is that a melodeon? Because those are different. But yeah, that was definitely an accordion. So just the fact that they brought in those two instruments definitely gives them bonus points. But also it goes into the whole theme, which was number 2, which I skipped, but this is coming back to it. The whole theme of this movie was very different, and that is what Laika is really good at. The fact that it's stop motion, and it's their own brand of stop motion, it's very much distinctly Laika every time I see anything of theirs. But not just that, they like to bring in these extra elements that add a little quirkiness to it. The music was by Dario Marianelli, and it's definitely something to look forward to if you ever see anything from him again. Now going back into it, I'm not going to say that this is my favorite soundtrack. Definitely by far not, because there are so many out there that I'm just like, oh, I can't give up those spots. Those spots are definitely taken, and it'll be a long time before those will be kind of out of the running. But this is definitely worth it. If this is your type of music, I would say it is a buy it just because of all of those things coming together. Alright, so I want to know what your comments were about this soundtrack. Have you heard it? What are your thoughts? What are your favorite songs? Also, let me know every other soundtrack you would like me to review. And until next time, my name is Chelsea Robson, and you are watching the Rotoscopers YouTube. Hey, don't forget, we have stickers! Make sure to click on my face right now if you want to check out our store where you can find the Rotoscopers t-shirt and lots of stickers. We got them all ready for you. Rotoscopers.com/store.